Hey guys. All right, so for those of you who have been following what I'm doing with my eating now, one of the things I have mentioned is coffee. And I wanted to show you this one really crazy, like you would never expect this, one single ingredient that can completely change what your coffee can do for you. Now, I wasn't a coffee drinker before this, but after I learned about this and I started using a specific kind of recipe, it's completely changed the way I start my day and how I spend my morning as far as nourishing my body. So I'm going to share this with you, this one crazy tip. But first, what I want to tell you about burning fat with coffee. So the reason why I chose this route is because your body normally wants to burn carbohydrates for fuel. But when it runs out of carbs, it'll convert fat stored in your body for the fuel instead. Now this is huge for us, you guys, especially those of you who are trying to lose weight. I'm almost 46 years old, and I have a lot of friends who've struggled with this. I struggled with this for years. And so as we get older, our metabolic system starts to slow down. And if we're not doing things to correct it, if we're not doing things to sort of boost the results and sort of hack our system to get the results that we need so we feel good about ourselves in the second half of our life, then we're missing out so much on what life has to offer us. So here's some great tips. The results in having a coffee that is going to help you burn fat. It's going to reduce your body fat, obviously. It's going to increase your brain power. I'm going to explain to you why that is. And it increases your energy. It boosts your energy. Now, you may know coffee already is something that boosts your energy. But this does it for me anyway, and I have decaf coffee. I don't drink caffeinated coffee, so how can decaf coffee affect you that way? Well, it doesn't matter whether you do decaf or caffeinated. It's up to you. My body doesn't respond well to high amounts of caffeine, and that's why I use decaf. But the number one crazy ingredient that I want to tell you about is that you can put in your coffee is butter. Yes, butter. What? Gross. No way, dude. Right here. This right here is the magic ingredient. Crazy, right? Who knew it would be butter? Okay, so this is the butter I absolutely recommend. And if you're not getting this, then this is Kerrygold unsalted grass-fed butter. See at the top? Milk from grass-fed cows. This is really important. You can't just put any kind of butter. It has to be a high-quality butter to get all the benefits of it. Now let me tell you why butter makes that difference. Okay, I'm going to read off some of my notes. Butter, it aids in weight loss due to lots of what's called CLA. Now that's a very sciencey word. I'm not a super sciencey person, but you can Google that if you want to know exactly what that stands for. All right, it helps in vitamin absorption. So when you have soluble vitamins, putting the butter in your body helps you absorb those better and makes them do what they're supposed to do. But it also has, by itself, it even has vitamins A, D, E, K, and K2. That's a big deal, especially for those of you who have PCOS. All right, it has great fatty acids that ward off cancer. That's kind of a big deal too, right? And it strengthens your immune system to fight off all that other stuff. It lubricates your joints and it helps with proper assimilation of metabolism and cholesterol, in assimilation and metabolism of cholesterol and other fats. Okay, so that's the magic ingredient. So what I normally do is I take my coffee, all right, and I pour it in my Vitamix blender. So I'm just pouring that in there right there. Now obviously I took that off of my coffee brewer, which is over there. Didn't want to move the camera, so that's there. So I take my butter and I have about 2 tablespoons, or a tablespoon and a half actually, and I take my little spatula. Now I've pre-measured this out. I'm not normally this anal when I put it all in, but I wanted to make it fast and easy so that you guys can see that. And then right here I could just stop. I could be all fine, do this, and I'm good to go, and I'm going to get some really great benefits. However, I add some other things that I've done research on. I'm going to tell you what those ingredients are. But before I do that, what you would want to do right here is you would want to put this on the blender and blend it until it becomes very frothy, which I'll show you at the end. But if you want to go a little extra and get a little bit extra nutrients and benefits, then I'm going to share with you what else I do. The next thing I want to explain is the coffee. This is key. High quality coffee makes all the difference in this whole situation for you. The reason is because low grade coffee or regular coffee or even some expensive coffees that even say organic contain molds, and it's not because it's a bad bean necessarily, but it's in the processing of how they make the beans into coffee that you can use. The processing of the beans will create mold. Okay, I'm not going to get into the science of it. You can Google that too if you really want to get in depth about that. But the bottom line is that going for an upgraded coffee reduces those molds, and the molds are bad for you because it affects your adrenals. And the adrenals are important because that's what helps you burn fat, all right? And it also energy crashes you. So if you don't want to have those energy crashes after having coffee that you may sometimes feel, or those headaches, it's because of the toxins that are in the coffee that you're having that reaction. It also creates this brain fog when you have molds in your coffee. So this is an upgraded coffee that's processed in such a way that cannot or does not have those high concentration of mycotoxin molds. All right, so again, this is upgraded coffee. It's from Bulletproof. There's a couple other versions. I love this one, so I get this one. And again, I get the decaf, but they also have caffeinated. All right, so that's what's in there now. So just butter and coffee, blend and drink, or add extra stuff. I like to add also collagen protein. So this is my serving size of collagen protein, which is a tablespoon. And the collagen protein is important for me. Why I add it is because, first of all, if you're over 40 or if you have a lot of weight to lose, you're going to need that little bit of extra protein to sort of get you through, kickstart you. So I'm over 40, obviously, and so I put that in. But it's also really great for gut health, joint flexibility. This is crazy because I'm super flexible, more than I ever have been. And it supports bones and arteries and tissue repair. So that's kind of a big deal as I get older. All right, the next thing is brain octane oil. This is also by Bulletproof. I haven't found anything out there that's quite as powerful and potent as this right here. So it is absolutely worth my investment, and the benefits I get from that is, again, focusing on helping to burn fat and increase my focus and increase my satiety. So I am satisfied until I have my first meal. I don't get hungry because I am completely satiated with all this healthy fat. So I put my serving in there. That's 2 tablespoons. And my next ingredient is going to be the coconut oil. Now, coconut oil, this is the brand that I use, and I use a lot of it. That's why I buy a big giant bucket of it. I use it for cooking and for my skin, for my hair, for cavities, with oil pulling. There's tons of reasons to use it. I put it in my food. So this is the brand that I love, and I get the bucket because that's obviously the better value for how much I use. And I just scoop it out in these smaller jars. And right now it's liquid form because it's really warm here in Southern California. But I put 3 tablespoons of that. Now let me tell you some of the benefits of that. Coconut oil. That's a pretty big deal too. So it's full of a certain type of healthy fat that raises your metabolism, that burns fuel, and it's not stored. It's a kind of fat that your body wants to burn right away, so it doesn't get stored and for use later. And that's what you want to avoid. You want to avoid things that turn into fat that gets stored. You want to create a situation where you're burning the fat that's stored so you can lose that body fat, that excess body fat. The other thing is it also enhances cognitive function. You should be seeing a theme here of brain function boosting, higher energy, fat burning, appetite suppression. So that's pretty much what I put in there. Now, I like to flavor it up a little bit. I have a big sweet tooth, so I use stevia to give it a little sweetness. It's 0 calorie, all natural stevia, and if you use it appropriately, then it's awesome. So I just put a little sprinkle in there. It's very potent. It comes in this little tiny thing because it has a lot of concentration. I also like to use cinnamon. I'm not kidding, man. I like to make this tasty. This is all I got for the morning, so I'm gonna make it work, right? Okay, and then the last thing I do is I add a little bit of this Stevia Select premium chocolate. I know it's kind of blurry, but it's also very concentrated. I love the brand Stevia Select. It's the best tasting stevia out there. Not all stevias are created equal. Some of them taste really super nasty, and that makes me sad because it's actually a really healthy thing for you, or it's a really healthy alternative to sugar. But okay, so this is where I blend. I'm just gonna test my blender, make sure it's not on turbo speed. All right, I'm gonna blend this, and this is important about the blending part because if you don't blend it, you guys, then you're not breaking up the fats the way your body needs them to be broken up to maximize that benefit of the fats. Okay, so here I go. Ready? It's not too loud, I hope. So you blend it for like, I don't know, 30 seconds or so. I'm gonna spare you that because I know you don't want to spend 30 seconds watching me on the blender. Then, you see how it's kind of frothy, you guys? Look at how creamy that looks. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, so I just pour that in my cup. The cup from the land of my people. And I take a sip. My gosh, it's so creamy and so smooth. Seriously, you guys, this upgraded coffee stops my hunger cravings. It promotes fat loss. It increases focus and performance, and it is the creamiest, most delicious coffee you will ever have. I can guarantee you that. All right, so if you're interested in learning more about this amazing butter coffee recipe, please put a comment and I'd love to talk to you about it. Enjoy your day.